tell this to my students: when you fail and you cry, you're only doing more harm. Instead, you should dust yourself up, go read, and do better. And that's a lesson. Amazing. That's a lesson for life. Because when you fail, I even tell them, when you fail, you're even better than someone who passes the whole time.
Because you got a chance to do it again.
No, because that means you are so accustomed to failure that when you fail in life somewhere, you won't be so shattered and down. You won't be depressed. Like I tell them, a lot of top achievers are very low achievers in life.
Night as the lighting there. Which was the I don't know why I'm finishing up on.
We just about it that side, I think. Because now it's that side.
I don't know what
If I sleep, don't mind.
I don't know what I'm finishing up on.
We're finishing up on Hala life lessons from today.
Nah, it's not life lessons.
What is it?
From I think it's even
Marketing.
From humility. The humility aspect of it.
Oh yeah. Human beings need to have more humility. I think in life, right?
Yeah.
The more humility you have more humility the more life experiences you have.
Yeah. So you can't expect an 18-year-old to have more humility than a 40-year-old.
You can.
You can through life experience?
Yes. An 18-year-old has gone through a lot of things, more than a 50-year-old. There are 50-year-olds whose lives have been cushioned, right?
Yeah.
Rich people have been rich for the rest of it. Prince Charles is not you. You know?
Yes, yeah.
So,
Imagine you saying that to me in the face, bro. That's hard, bro. I am Prince Charles.
you're not Prince Charles.
I'm for a princess.
You get it, right?
Yeah.
But he has had more life cushioning him than you.
Yeah.
So, your life experiences are different from his life experiences sitting there with building this house.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He is, whether he like it or not, he has learned how to build a house from scratch. I don't even know the steps I take to build a house. Let's start there. I don't even know how the plumbing will go.
Imagine, bro.
Right?
Yeah.
So that is where everything, I think, it stems from, that humility, and also to notice that you should be your own individual and don't live for people, because you come in this world alone, you die alone.
Yeah, the same thing you're talking about, like how someone like you come into this world alone, bro.
Whether you're twins or not, you come into this world alone. And dying alone is what shows you that you are alone.
Ish. No wonder this relationship's not be working, because people think they're together. No point of equilibrium.
A relationship is human nature, even animal nature. Do you know that we're supposed to be with companions?
I guess you're the worst person to say that. Yeah.
So, companionship is something that we all seek. That's why at the end of the day, our companionship can be with each other, same, like, whether it's same sex, same what, but we always seek companionship.
Okay.
So that's human nature. That's who we are.
I wish it wasn't like that, but yeah, okay.
I don't know. Maybe in an idealistic world, but no. That's human nature. We seek someone to be
Clinch.
To be with.
Clinch.
So someone to be
gravitate towards.
To gravitate towards. That's why we have boyfriends. That's why we have girlfriends. That's why my boyfriend exists. That's why someone else's boyfriend exists.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If he didn't exist, I'd have probably gotten someone else.
I was saying, like, if you're in Asia, you'll probably be in love. If you're in America, you'll probably be in love. If you're in Africa, you'll probably be in love.
With someone.
Either way. There's nothing special.
So at the same time, even if you're an individual, you should carry You should carry those characteristics with you throughout.
Okay.
Life is not supposed to be perfect. Humility always. And don't take the opportunities you have for granted. And don't live for other people because you're alone in this world. If you live for others, we often live for other people, and society is built in a way that we live through the eyes of society instead of our eyes. I love politicians for one thing, they live through their eyes, they don't live through other people's eyes.
Oh, fuck you, and let us do it the fans, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not, a politician is there for themselves. Dumaboko is there for himself.
Yeah. At the end of the day.
But he'll tell you, I'm with you.
But have you ever thought like politics actually needs a degree? Like if you're to be a president, don't you need to go to a course for that? Because no wonder these guys are messing up, bro. Because it needs a certain qualification, not who you can please, bro. Because like you can please the whole community.
I'm very sad to say this, but the best president was actually here in Box.
Yeah, but you give credit to my sissy, though.
I gave him, but
props.
The best, right?
Yeah.
Leadership-wise.
Why?
We forget that leadership is not the same as being able to be a thinker.
Oh.
So this is something that I learned in business. You can be a leader,
But not a thinker.
but not a thinker. You could be a thinker, but not a leader. A leader is someone who is able to put people in place and make them believe that they they deserve to be in that place and they should be in that place, and coordinate them so much that they work for his purpose so well. But there are people who are able to think of things, but they're unable to implement them effectively because of lack of leadership skills. They're unable to convince people around them. You might be like, but he won the presidency. And I'm like, think about first past the post system, right? The system of what? Individually, if it was according to choosing an individual leader, Celestino would have won.
Okay.
Why? Because he holds the values of Botswana. He's respectable, he has a family, he's articulate, he's what the people want. But as an overall, and it allowed Masisi to win the first past the post system. But as a person who would lead the country,
and know how to align people.
Bro, the guy, what's his name? He won this place. He led this place with fear. For 10 years, people were fearing to talk about his name.
Gosh. They say you can only lead by fear or loyalty. Makes sense.
It's true. And I learned that the hard way because even in my business, my tutors, I can be your friend, but business is business. Like I explained to you, even with my boyfriend. He did something for me. The business was business. I won't mix business with pleasure.
First order of business.
You know, I even told him, even if you're my boyfriend, know that if I'm doing something for you, money is involved. If I say 25%, it's 25%. Nigga, you're giving me my guap. Failure to give me my guap, I'm not working. Yeah.
Okay.
So, in that, you should understand that that's who we are as human beings. But leadership, the problem we have in Africa is we have very few leaders. We have zero to none leaders.
And more thinkers.
No.
Non-thinkers.
More people who are able to convince people for a short period of time.
Longevity is not there.
Yes.
It's like grab what you can or
We have the politicians in Africa are scammers. Politicians in other countries are accountable. We lack accountability. Look at Obama, who was the worst American president of all time.
I only recently learned that later on that being a black president is just a facade. What did you do?
He didn't do anything.
You killed more people in Iran and Iraq, bro. What the fuck?
He didn't do anything. Name anything that he has done for the black community.
But they say that he made like the Obamacare. Obamacare was fucked up.
Look, let me tell you something.
Mm.
Trump removed Obamacare. Did
Yeah.
people complain?
Nah.
People complained, and then they were like, oh,
Yeah.
and that the health system is still working the same
Yeah.
way, so what did we need Obamacare?
I get you.
You hear my point?
Mm.
So then you notice that leadership is a lot. Mind you, the reason why I applaud Masisi, I admire the fact that he took on the challenge. To lead, I lead a company of less than 10 people.
Mm.
And I'm struggling, I'm breathing.
But you need to put me on for literature or history. Like, literature is the best for real, guys. I'm good with literature.
So,
For real.
so the thing is, but I'm breathing through my lungs, right?
Shit.
Imagine now leading 2.5 million people.
Gosh.
Being able to make sure that they have healthcare, electricity,
The talent is flashing.
You don't know where they are in Komusa Titika, whatever it's called. And you're trying to figure out whether they're running water or the things are working. People go through a lot.
Shit.
And people take leadership for granted.
So you're saying you're up for presidency?
Huh?
Are you saying you're up for presidency?
I would never run for presidency because I'm not that power hungry. But
You can handle business.
no, I wouldn't mind being a member of parliament though.
Right?
I wouldn't, because I love the perks of being the member of
Right?
parliament.
You see the
They don't pay tax.
They don't pay tax. You see the neighbor that
I'm paying tax this month. I'm like,
you paying tax, bro? And let me check if it's recording because the battery's low.
Is it recording still?
Yeah, it's recording.
So, thing is,
You paying tax,
I'm
bro?
paying tax returns, man.
Fuck.
I'm paying tax. Everybody pays tax.
Damn,
So long
man.
you own a business. Oh, people thought we don't pay tax. Yeah, I pay tax. I pay tax to the country and I'm happy. That means that when you're using Panado, I'm paying for that. So I'm like, so you get my point.
Yeah, I do.
So I was telling people not everybody is a leader.
Mm.
Some people are followers by nature.
Yeah, and they need someone to lead them.
Some people are really followers.
And they're good at following. And you need to find your place. I always feel like you could be like the best leader, bro. But sometimes you could be the best follower also.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
It's hard to be a leader.
It's fucking stressful.
It's painful. It's so burdensome. Sometimes you feel like people are expecting
Too much.
too much from you.
I feel like knowing people's problems is the worst. Because then now you know.
You mean in law? Yeah. Because I even with my profession,
Yeah.
you know people's problems.
You know people's problems.
You find you know all the divorce problems they come to you because I get these are
Yeah.
they end up being in the middle of the shit.
And imagine they're saying it from an emotional perspective, not with logic.
And you have to deal with all that. So I keep telling all the people that, guys, let me be honest with you, leadership is not for everyone.
And no one wants to hear that. Everyone wants to be a leader, bro.
No. Sometimes you need to accept I'm not a leader. I am a follower.
I wish I was a follower.
I'm definitely not a follower because I stand out, unfortunately. But I am a follower in certain respects.
I feel like I could be a follower if I was to get like into the building industry. It's like I'm wearing a work suit.
Yeah. So
yeah.
there are certain places where we are followers. Right?
And there are certain areas where we're leaders.
Where we're leaders. And I think, that's a very smart thing. Because we should accept where we are leaders.
Limits.
Our limits. We talked about that, right? Our limits, where we are leaders and where we're followers.
Yeah.
And the moment you know where you are,
You fit. You become the best leader. You're lame.
Bro.
You're lame, bro.
when you understand where you fit, and you only understand where you fit if you challenge yourself. Now the problem we have with society is we're always within the confines of society, so we are not challenging ourselves. So henceforth we are living in the limits within that we are compounded or given. And so henceforth, we then are unable to notice the limits or where we are supposed to be. So that's why we have a lot of people who could probably be public speakers. We have people who could have probably been the best athletes. We have people who would have probably been politicians. And politics, to be quite frank with you, if youth, even in Botswana, created a whole new national party, look at the social clubs.
Yeah.
And each and every one of them voted. Do you know that they would remove the national party?
For real. It's that big of a number. Damn it. But people are not thinking that way.
No. Why?
Why?
Because as youth, we want comfort. That's why we search for the jobs from the government. Even in Zambia, it happens. Even in Zim, it happens. As human nature, we want where there's comfort and there's no struggle. We don't gravitate to where there's struggle. If we sense struggle,
we don't go there.
We don't go there. If we sense, that's why most people don't go into entrepreneurship, because they're like, hey, bro.
Hey, even the word itself, let's start off there.
So that's how human nature is made. We're meant to search for comfort. That's why women, I was about to tell him, because he was asking why his girlfriend would not marry him. You might have everything, but the long term, women are very long term, though I said women are short term, but we are sort of long term.
Longevity.
We look at things with a bird's eye view. We don't look at things with a narrow eye. You get it? It's inbuilt. I'll be like, okay, you have this, you have that, but what else? What else can you bring to the table?
What else can you bring for my kids?
What else can you bring for my kids? Right now, if I got pregnant, what do we have? What can you say? Nothing.
That's me.
What can you give my kids?
Yes. So if one girl gets pregnant and you have nothing, then what do we say to that one? Is she short-sighted or what? That's the question.
She chose to be in that position.
She chose love.
Because you might be like, how do you choose to be nutted and you are having sex?
Right?
Every time I have sex with my boyfriend, let's say if it's unprotected, even if it's protected, I am giving myself the opportunity to have a kid. Sex is a reproductive
exercise.
You know?
Yeah.
So by virtue...
Yes.
So, yeah. So by virtue, I should be expecting myself to get pregnant.
Yeah. Nothing less.
Yeah.
Than trying to be your pregnancy.
So that's why a lot of girls are like, it was a mistake. Mistake how?
Mistake for
Unless we
who?
are fucking raped.
Yeah.
And like, hey, I never planned to have this child. Okay, I get you. But why are you so shocked that you're pregnant? Like right now, if I got pregnant, I wouldn't be shocked.
What's next?
What's next?
Wrong choice in partner.
I'll take what it came and I'll go on with my life. You know?
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah.
Another person would be like, this motherfucker nutted with me, he didn't even fucking tell me. But it's true. Sometimes we can't tell whether or not a guy never knew us. I'm one of those.
For real.
I can't.
Unless he shows it in his action. That's the saddest thing ever.
Unless you tell me.
But I've seen it in some ladies where they're like, yo. And I'm like, damn, she sense nothing, bro.
You know why?
Why?
Because if you, let's say you're orgasming, some of us orgasm to the point where we're
Gone. Shit.
So our bodies are so gone that we don't even notice something happened.
Shit. That's the saddest thing I've ever. Oh,
so a nigga can like pretend to pull out, but he hasn't pulled out everything. So that's how most women get pregnant.
And they know how much they're saying don't try out the pull-out game. And people still think it's like the ninja's thing to do, like beat them.
I did it for a long time, so I'm not the person to be advocating for that. But it depends on do you trust your nigga?
How do you trust him? Via past experience or in the moment?
If he has a kid.
You can't trust
You
him.
trust him because he doesn't want to have
You
another
know
one.
what?
It's expensive. Isn't it expensive?
It is expensive, bro.
Isn't a baby
It's
expensive?
very expensive.
So why should I have another one?
I don't know why they're having 3 more with the same broke ass nigga. For some reason, it's the same broke ass nigga they want to have a kid with, bro.
I'm not gonna have a kid with a broke motherfucker. Let's say that's the truth. I tell my boyfriend, make a mistake and not in me. I don't go to government hospitals.
I'll come to you.
I don't. You go to government hospital.
Yeah.
But for me, my entire life I've never gone to a government hospital. I go to a government hospital. The most of a government hospital I've gone to is UB.
Which is not it. Not
It's a
it.
private hospital. And then extension 2.
But still.
Marina, I don't even think I have a file in Marina.
I always find it weird when I hear people in Marina. But let's not say it like that. Maybe it's normal.
Dog, it looked like I was dying. I was gonna die if I stayed in Marina. I paid.
I had a lot of people even died in Marina during COVID.
Of course, because that place, my nigga.
Health system wise, it's fucked up.
That's a story for another day. But that fucking place is not okay. So I personally, I told him, don't even bank on the fact that I'm gonna go to a government hospital.
Yeah.
If I want to be in private hospital, I will expect you to put out half my medical aid. I'll put out half if you're thinking it's too hefty. That's how much I don't want to enter a government hospital. He's like, yo.
What did I get myself into?
I'm like, nigga, I'm the type of human who will not settle for less.
Yes, bro.
Because
they say less is more, bro. You know.
I'll not settle for one. I'll not settle for going to a government hospital. 2. I'll not settle for basic things for my kids. Number 3, I'll always grind for them.
Obvious.
You know, my brother always says your kids will be the luckiest kids on earth.
For real?
My mom fucking gives a shit. And I told him exactly. I give a shit. You know.
That's just
that's what they should know. Even from seeing from this, like, oh, your mom gave a shit about you, so give a shit about your life. But these are life lessons, which every human being should take home.
Yeah, okay, no.
Humility, fucking don't wait for people. But also learn that human beings have or will at one point fuck you over.
Obvious.
You're not entitled.
In the literal way and the metaphoric way.
I've fucked over people. It's business.
I've never fucked over anyone, but I get the sense of being fucked over. As a lead, you get fucked over a lot, bro.
I got fucked over last year. I lost so much money. I'm still in debt.
Ish.
And I still can't pay off some of my debt.
Ish.
No matter how much I try, one of my friends was like, I give it, don't pay back. Like, bro, I'm broke. I'm not paying back that debt. But that is how much you get fucked over. And you have to be at peace with getting fucked over. And that's the other thing that I think people don't notice about leadership. They're not at peace with getting fucked over.
My dad always has this thing that says that thieves cannot take care of thieves. So if you fuck me over, don't worry, you're gonna get fucked over soon enough. Let me just leave you to your way of fucking over people. Because either way, it'll catch up to you.
It will. And the moment it catches up to you, because I'm talking about owing people, if you don't pay people back, you won't be able to get more credit. That's why you get fucked over. Because now I can't get
you
credit.
lose credibility.
Because my queen was like, hey, and I was like, Mama, and I have 0 credit score around the streets. I remember
If there was credit score in Africa, I feel like the worst people. We wouldn't even be eligible to go for that credit score. But before the battery dies, bro.
Before the battery dies. So I was talking about credit scoring. So in life, you should learn that you will fuck people over. Take the lessons. You will fuck up in general. But if someone leaves you, they have not left you just because you're not the problem. Sometimes you are.
You have to accept it.
Sometimes you did not make them feel free enough to be comfortable around you, to be able to sit and you being the safe space.
You were not just that person.
You were just not that person. And the moment you accept that, that will be the best time of your life. It's like a job. You make peace with the fact that you didn't make it to that job. It's like an opportunity. It didn't come. Don't beat yourself up about it. Go to the next opportunity. Maybe it's yours. The moment you cry, I tell this to my students, when you fail and you cry, you're only doing more harm. Instead, you dust yourself up, go read, and do better. And that's a lesson.
Amazing.
That's a lesson for life. Because when you fail, I even tell them, when you fail, you're even better than someone who passes the whole time.
Because you got a chance to do it again.
No, because that means you are so accustomed to failure that when you fail in life somewhere, you won't be so shattered and down. You won't be depressed. Like I tell them, a lot of top achievers are very low achievers in life. It's a fact.
That's a fact.
Go check out the richest men
Yeah.
in the world. How many of them are top achievers? Check out the president. Is it your passion? His wife might be.
But not him.
Right.
Not him.
The richest people, even wherever you go, even Zambia, Zimbabwe, Mnangagwa was on top of his class.
Yeah.
Probably the people who beat Mnangagwa were
We were top of their shit.
they're even dead now.
Saddest thing ever.
Saddest thing on earth, and you as a young person growing up or an adult, some people are adults and they've never had this shit. You need to learn that winning does not always mean you're going forward.
Jam. Big facts.
It doesn't. You can be winning, but you're not doing anything.
Shit.
I got a friend who has money.
Yeah.
He has money to buy a house like this, build a house like this. He would have wished to do what this nigga has done now, where we are right now.
But it's not big.
And he's like, I don't have a kid, I don't have a wife, I don't have anybody who I'm thinking of marrying. And I get him. Like, honestly, if it wasn't for my boyfriend, I would have never thought of getting married. And I'll tell him, it's the first time in my life I've actually considered the thought of getting married. You have made me consider the thought of getting married. And I understand now even like how men think.
Yes.
That's why a woman would be like, Ash, you would be like, you'll be with a hun for years and then go meet a hun for 2 months and then marry.
No, that's the one right there.
Because that's the feeling. And I was like, you know it. And you both know it. You get it?
Equilibrium.
And so he's searching for that equilibrium. And it's failing.
Somehow.
You know why it's failing? It's because he cannot himself, he himself cannot,
Not.
how do I put it? He cannot, how do I put it in simple terms, in layman's terms? He himself cannot look into himself and see why he's the problem. If, let's say, he wanted a hun with a license, scrape out a license, search for a hun. I'm sure he will find so many women who are so ambitious, who can do so much and are doing so much. Encourage that hun, babe, let's go do your license. She does her license, she's now the type of person that you want. Don't you think?
I've heard.
That's why I was telling you that, yeah, you might not have a degree, but at the core of it, a degree can be attained any day.
Yeah.
He can start tomorrow. When I tell him, my nigga, start your degree. He finishes in 4 or 5 years. Will my mom be complaining that he's not a degree holder?
She won't.
So that's the logic that we need to hit with people. And wherever you go, always tell people that things can be attained, things can be lost, but always maintain yourself. Yourself is the sexiest thing that will ever be given to you. And who you are is not defined by the community that's around you, it's defined by who you want to be. And the moment you let people's bird's view eye of you and ideologies of you take control, that's the moment that you lose track. And you lose track of yourself and be like, shit. Maybe. And sometimes you'll be like, hey, maybe I'm making the wrong decisions in life. But you always know that something is right for you when you are happy. When you are genuinely happy. I know I'm in the right relationship because I'm genuinely very happy. I'm not sad. I'm not thinking like, oh my God.
What is it?
Yes, call me. Oh my God, I don't know what I'm. But I genuinely want to talk to him. I'm like, nigga, where are you? Why haven't I talked to you? Why haven't I spoken to you? Right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not used to it. Right?
Yeah.
It's like, no, you're with your friends. I thought you need space. And I'm like, no, she called me out.
She called me.
Right? That is me trying to be. That's when I'm at peace. I'm happy. But when you're not happy, then you will know the person is not the right person for you when their phone call comes in and you think about it before you answer the call.
Let me check my battery. Let me close up this bitch.
And then we're closing up.
Okay.
So as I'm saying,
Yeah.
I think we've come with life lessons today.
Yeah, and I think we need to do like a lot of this session, bro.
You can. You know, and water.
Please.
So no, please, like
Yeah, please.
So that's the life lesson number 1. So humility, don't be the cripple that society puts you to be, because society also is just learning.
Yeah, fuck. In this day and time.
Society is filled with people who are learning. Even your parents are not perfect. Your parents are still learning how to be parents. That's why when you get married, they'll be thinking, oh, my daughter's going to marry a doctor, then you bring a carpenter.
Crazy stuff.
And like, Mom, I want to get married to that guy. Who's this guy? What does he do?
He just got a
My
good
child.
dick. He just got a good dick. I don't know about the rest, but he's good.
Dick.
He's good.
But at the same time, he's someone who you
Gravitate towards.
So even yourself, you should grow. You grow the horns, you grow everything, and you learn to be who you are. Society will never teach you to be the best version of yourself unless you teach yourself. And learning is hard. Now that's why I told someone I love my boyfriend because he's a learner. If he was not a learner, I wouldn't have dated him.
Damn it.
But because he learns and he's able to accept his mistakes and say, you know what, I fucked up, that's when I'm able to be like, yeah, you're the one. You're the one I fuck with. You're the one I fuck with. A person who's just telling you what to do all the time, that's not the type of person you want to be married to. You want to be married to someone who compliments you. You're able to say, no, but why isn't something like this? And he's able to be like, but really? Why? Really? Well, now you learn from that person, well, okay, this is how things should be. And when that happens, that's when If I was in high, guys, I would be speaking.
But you cheating,
Bro. So the thing is, you have to build this person, and you have to choose what kind of a person am I going to be. Am I going to be the person that society dictates, or am I going to be the person that I dictate? You know, recently our age mates have been dying. Me and him talked about dying. He's like, hey, my nigga, I think I'm going. I'm like, why are you thinking of dying, nigga? I'm not thinking of dying.
Yeah.
So, you can imagine. So, dying is basically inevitable. I might die tomorrow. You might die tomorrow. God knows. But before you die, are you doing what you want to do?
That's might just be enough, bro. Yeah.
And that's why you should go to your parents and when they say, no, we want you to marry this person, you tell them, Mama, I can die tomorrow. You want me to die unhappy? Or do you want me to die a happy person?
It's just simple. Like two basics.
And your parents will answer it for you. Like, no, you know things have repercussions. I can die tomorrow. Do you want me to die a happy person or a sad person? Choose. Happiness over everything.
Happiness over everything. Okay.
I think we're done.
So we're gonna close this up, but yeah, she needs to come again, obviously. We're gonna try to mix it up and see what's up.
I'm so
Bye. I'm so tired. Like,
I'm so tired. Look at how he's tired. It's like, he didn't even hear. You know, you're so wasted. I wasted my nigga. Let me call a cab, guys. You guys don't even have a cab nearby.
We don't have a cab nearby. You can see this is a bundu. This is a bundu. But yeah, and I need to look for my girlfriend.
Yeah? Have you told her?